This just in, the Tournament of All-Stars is airing on Paramount Plus. I'm going to be talking about the first two episodes. My name is Jacob Ferguson, and we're going to be talking about All-Stars 10. There are no filler episodes, I don't think, this season, so hey, we get 12, well 11 technically, because this is going to be a double premiere episode shift. We get 11 episodes of All Stars 10. Of Jacob talking about All Stars 10. And I promise I am going to try and do this season a lot more justice than I did season 17. A lot of stuff has been going on in my life. I have been like working like a dog, trying to get my rent paid and all that sort of stuff, and chugging along, trying to make it. I also have an interview on Tuesday, which is great for another job, but and maybe that will like shift my schedule. Things will come out at different times. I don't know, but I am very excited about All Stars 10. Originally, I wasn't. Originally, this bracket style confused me and made me kind of like, really, okay, whatever. But actually, this style of Drag Race is kind of cool because we get 3 episodes with some queens that are delightful and just charming. All of them are very charming. I forgot, like, I said that I didn't like Bosco. That was a lie. I love Bosco. Like, Bosco is so charming to me. Like, she is definitely, like, good at being funny. I guess we should get into the entrance looks. Starting with Aja, this is a Rosa Raid inspired look. I didn't take any pictures. I probably should have. But sorry. This Rosa Raid inspired like look is just the chef's kiss. She always does referential stuff, which is great. And I want to say she brings the cutthroat ballroom culture to Drag Race, and I think that that is something that is just great. Every single season that she has been in, she has been nasty, and I love her for it because she's gonna call out the girls, she's gonna call out the dolls, she's gonna call out everybody, say that their smile is beautiful, say everything that she needs to say, and then she's gonna be great. I think that on her original season, she was a little bit busted. Princess Disaster, I'm looking at you. But as she's gotten more in tune with not only herself as a trans woman, but also just herself, period, I can see the joy there. I can see the scared, like, the confidence is not because she is masking something. The confidence is because she knows she's that bitch. Whereas I think on season 9 she was masking something. Does that make sense? She has gone full throttle into a drag queen who knows what she's doing. I didn't know that she had given up. Well, I knew that she had given up drag, but like I didn't look at her differently because I mean she was still Aja to me. Like. I think it was around the time, I think before All Stars 8 aired, maybe after All Stars 8 aired. I don't really remember the timing of it, but it was definitely after All Stars 3. But she definitely deserves this. She deserves a third chance to go through the ringer again, and I'm excited to see her back. Bosco, this look is Wilma from the Flintstones meets 9 to 5 meets stripper, Franken stripper meets everything, and she just looks so good at it. She has a cigar. She's gonna burn the house down. She is a businesswoman bitch. Bosco to me, I said that I didn't like her originally. Again, I love Bosco. She knows what the judges want. She knows that if anything, she can rely on her humor. And her runways these past 2 episodes have been so iconic. She has done really, really well in the runway department, and I love her. She's definitely the breakout star of this group. If not, she is competing with Aja, and also her sister, who I'll get to in a minute. But this look was cream. Aja's look was a cream. Deja Sky. Now, I will say, I love Deja Sky. I love Deja Sky in the sense that she comforts me. She grounds me, and also, yeah, she's just really great at being nice. And I think that as a whole, no, whole with a W, Deja is a good pick for All Stars. However, this look, I was a little bit nervous that Deja's runways were going to follow her from season 14 to here. And unfortunately, I think that that is the case. I don't mind her runways. However, this look is a bit... It's there. I love the stripes of color in the wig, though. The wig was great. Wig was great. Mug is always stamped. But in terms of the look with the stars and stuff, it looked a little bit crafty. Like, it looked like the trim that you would get in at like the dollar store to like glue on there, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that's kind of what it looked like. And then it really didn't, like, it had the stars up here but nothing in the bottom, so it was same as me. I mean, I'm wearing pajamas and critiquing this woman doing drag, so what do I know? But her runways, and when I get to the runways of her next two, it kind of did follow her throughout, and I feel so bad about saying that, but it's true. This look is a crunch. I'm sorry. I love you, Deja, but it is a crunch. Next up, Irene the Alien, and she was one that I was very confused on what she was going to bring, and honestly, I'm not going to get into spoiler territory quite yet, but she doesn't disappoint here. This look, looks good. I love that it's intergalactating, all the boob. And she just looks good. And I think that her style was not really explored that much on her season because it couldn't have been. She was eliminated first. But yeah, she looks good here. Once we get into the episodes, I will talk more about her, but she gets a cream. Next up, Olivia Lux from the Miyake Mugler house. She walks face in the house, and after these two episodes, I can confidently say she should change her category from face to heel because Lord have mercy. And that's not a bad thing. I will preface that. Don't send any hate to Olivia Lux, but this look is beautiful, and she is not the girl from season 13. And I think that is what the fans were expecting. We were expecting her to be the girl from season 13, but she's not the girl from season 13. She's the girl from All Stars 10 who is gonna be a bad girl now, and that's fine. I love that she's this. I'm a bad girl now. The same as Blair St. Clair on All Stars 5, but I think that Olivia is doing it more flawlessly than Blair did. Bring Blair back. Bring Blair back for All Stars 11. I want to see her on All Stars 11. But Olivia looks good in this. It is very beautiful. It's a cream. She did a good job. Last but not least, and weirdly enough, Phoenix. Phoenix is, this look is great. It's a cream. I like it. There's not a whole lot to say about Phoenix, though, because there's not a whole lot on Phoenix. She's a businesswoman. She does the business side of drag. And I like that, but at the same time, we haven't really seen a whole lot from her. So I was a bit confused as to why she was on All Stars. Until I remembered that India Farrow was on All Stars, and then I was like, yeah, it makes sense. Serena Chacha was on All Stars, yeah, it makes sense. Bringing back somebody older and showing them off is kind of like, and we also have the ancient relic, and then it's Phoenix, and she's beautiful, and I love her, but it's like, who? 90, I think 75% of fans will go, who? Because they started watching during season maybe 15. Season 15 was really the game changer. When it switched to MTV, it was the game changer of Drag Race coming back to sort of the younger generation. So they're going to go, who? And then Phoenix is going to show them who she is. So RuPaul explains the sort of tea what they're doing. So each week the top two all stars will be selected, and they will lip sync. They will get 2 points for winning, and then the queen that wins the lip sync gets 1 point and some money. The bottom four get points, but they can give to other queens who are in the top or the bottom. I think it should only be in the bottom, but whatever. To give away. So the four queens in the bottom, they're going to give away their points to other queens. They can't keep it for themselves, and that's just how it is. So, got that? We peek. Okay. I don't know why I'm doing not even sign language. I'm not even going to say sign language, but like charades. So that's kind of the concept of this. And the queens are grouped, obviously. And then RuPaul, in this godforsaken pussycat wig with a mustache, he wore a mustache twice this season already, says that the Maxi Challenge is you're going to do rocker girl groups, and then whoever wins, obviously. And the thing is called Winner Winner Chicken Dinner. So, of course, they all leave the stage, they all sort of meet up, and everybody's kind of vibing with one another. Everybody's trying to get to know one another. We immediately see cliques form. Aja and Olivia, because they're both in the house of Miyake Mugler, pair up. Irene and Bosco are sisters, so they're going to link up. And then Deja and Phoenix are kind of on the outside, so they kind of link up as sort of pairs, so that way they can get to know one another and vibe with each other again. We see RuPaul into the workroom, and he starts talking to legitimately every single queen, which is great. Love that. And Deja talks about her body. She went to Mexico and got some weight removed, which good for her. I'm glad that she. Do I say good for her? Because she does not. She regrets the choice of getting the weight removal surgery because it was not the best thing for her to do. And she almost died, and I feel so bad for her, and we could have lost her. Do your research if you are going to get something like that done. And she says that in the thing. Do your research. Because the last thing that anybody wants to happen is an unlicensed surgeon doing something to you that causes you not to be able to survive anymore. Do your research. And later we get something from Phoenix. So I'll talk about her later during the second episode. But for the first episode, we see them rehearsing dancing with Jamal Sims. He's back, thank Jesus. Love Jamal. And we get Phoenix in her head. Because I think it is very much because she's looking around the room and realizing that she feels out of place. And she shouldn't, but she does. And she's like in her head, she's overwhelmed, and Jamal grabs Phoenix by the shoulders and goes, "You got this." Did it pay off? We will discuss. They do the runway before, but let's just talk about them as individuals. Starting with Aja. On the runway, category is tits and slits. So in the girl group, Aja did great. She was rocking the house down. She knew what to do with her hands. She knew how to write a verse because she is musically talented. And when she does write verses, they're always great. I am very, very happy for Aja because she did the damn thing. On the runway, she is dressed up as Jinx the Pokemon. And I have to say that yeah, I could see it because I'm a Pokemon fan, but like I think that she could have gone a lot further into the Pokemon territory without it. Like like more of the hair of Jinx, more blonde hair, more purpley stuff. And I know underneath the lights it might have washed her out. I agree with Ross that maybe the shoulders and arms could have been covered more, but she did a fine job on the runway. The guest judge this week also was Ice Spice. Ice Spice. I'm gonna just say this: Ice Spice is not really my cup of tea, but more power to you if you like her. She's okay. She's a rapper. I don't listen to rap music because I'm a Vanilla Bean over here. Well, technically, what's inside of Vanilla Bean? Because yeah, but anyway, I'm as plain as vanilla ice cream. I listen to disco and Diana Ross and all of that. I don't listen to Ice Spice. But she's here, and I think that some of her critiques were there. She really didn't have a whole lot to add. She just pointed out who her favorites were and dragged Phoenix through the mud, and we'll get to that. But for her runway, Aja gets a cream. This look was great, if a bit simple. Well, not simple, just a bit like. I wish that it was more Pokemon esque. I don't know. She gets a cream, and for her challenge, she gets a cream. Next up, Bosco. Her runway look is the cream of the week. Let me tell you, she looks like $1,000,000. I loved her in the challenge too. She was very much like Joan Jett or like Joan Jett. I mean, she was giving me like really teased hair. This like her body was right, everything was right, and on the runway, it's again Frankenhooker. It is this body that is stitched together with zippers, and her boobs were out. I did not like the RuPaul boob thing. I did not like the mama like that. That was unneeded and unnecessary, and I did not enjoy that. But it just went to show how Bosco was able to take that moment and go, giving it back to you. Let me volley a bit. Where was this during Snatch Game? Nobody knows, but she did great. This is a cream, and in her verse, she also gets a cream. Deja. Was there. Let's talk about her runway. This was not it, for me at least. I wanted the slit to be higher, show off more leg, and I needed the boobs to be bigger. If you get a category called tits and slits, you gotta... like it's gotta be jumbo size at this point. Like you gotta overdo it because that's the focal point. Like if it was butts, your butt's gotta be padded. It can't be small. It can't be Alana Jarre. It needs to be big. And I just don't think that she necessarily is comfortable doing that. I think that she's still trying to get used to being a bit smaller, where she doesn't have a whole lot of like where her body may be off a little bit, and that's fine, but she needed it more. This is a crunch, and in the challenge, unfortunately, she was a little bit subdued. I wanted to see her rock out. Like I needed her to scream, I needed her to like yell, and she just didn't do that. It's a crunch. I'm sorry, Deja, I do love you. Next up, Irene the Alien. This look on the runway, great. Loved it. It was this green elven. It reminded me of Greco from this D&D thing that I watch. It just was like a goblin doing drag, and I love that. I love that her mind went to that. It wasn't necessarily alien; it was more goblin, but I liked it. It was a cream, and in the challenge, she did great. She did probably the second best after Aja. She really went for it and nailed what Rock was on the head, and I loved that. When she screamed, "It's Irene," loved that. It was a cream. Next up, Olivia Lux. So I don't know Lil Kim's wardrobe aesthetic. I don't know what this was a reference to. It's a purple dress. It looks fine. I guess it's a cream, but it doesn't really scream Olivia Lux. And in the challenge, she did fine. She did as well as she did like in the Discomentary. It was beautiful, but in terms of the just the part of the whole, it's all a crunch for me. I'm sorry. I don't necessarily enjoy it that much. It's gonna be a crunch. But as for her runway, it's a cream. Phoenix also gets a cream for the runway. This was magnificent. I loved it. It's this purple, like, face bikini, latex, bodysuit, fetish wear. It's great. Totally unexpected, especially from what we've seen from Phoenix. But in the challenge, it was very much giving Grandma the mic and having her do a Kiss song. You know? Like, it was very much like... I just thought of something in my real life that I cannot share. But it reminded me of that. It was like she was doing Heartbreaker. And if you... nobody will understand it. But, yeah. It's just so... it's just so funny to me. It's a crunch. I'm sorry. Phoenix looked great, but it's a crunch. So the top two we find out are Aja and Irene Dubois, or Irene the Alien rather, and they have to lip sync. But before we get to the lip sync, Ice Spice said something that I want to call her out on. She goes, everybody's saying that you're a legend, but I wouldn't have gotten that based on your performance tonight. Like, fucking excuse me, huh? Who are you? Who are you? I'm sorry. Like, I feel like I'm that person from, like, Britain's Got Talent. Who are you? It's like, well, who are you to be saying that? You got, like, a couple of mediocre rap tracks. And Phoenix has been doing drag for, well, since you were born, little girl. So it's like, fucking excuse me? What is it? Why would you even say that, and why would that make the cut? Because that is just rude. But Ice Spice, it's an Ice Spice song. The lip sync song is Think You the Shit Fart. Whatever, bitch. Like, okay. And I have to say, Aja is giving it in the lip sync. She does this, like, little, like, dance, and I just was screaming at the top of my lungs, like, yes. And Irene was there. She did fine. The thing about Irene for this lip sync is she just was there. That's all I can say. So Aja gets the extra point, and I'm not running out of time. I'm gonna talk about Murder on the Dance Floor now. So we enter the workroom, and all the eliminated all the bottom queens, all you have to know is they gave each other their points. Deja and Olivia swapped points. Phoenix and Bosco swapped points. That's just how it is. And so the queens are doing have to do a mini challenge where they take balls and they have to use the pit crew and get it up to their lips from their belly buttons. And Irene wins it. I actually thought Phoenix was supposed to win it, but okay, whatever. And that actually doesn't come of anything. She just gets extra money. So she didn't get to choose the roles or anything. Everybody chose the role that they wanted. And we have to do an improv called Murder on the Dance Floor. And I have to say, this was actually a very good improv. That being said, there were some standouts. Well, first off, this improv challenge was giving Death on the Nile meets Glass Onion. It was very much Glass Onion, Knives Out sort of tease, with RuPaul kind of playing Hercule Poirot, which Poirot, it kind of matches. And I've been wanting them to do a Murder on the Orient Express type thing for a while now. I just think that this is great. Like, this is something that they could really, like, redo over and over again, and it just be good. So the main thing is that Aja's character, Mary Kate and Ashley, the twins, one of them dies, and this is why it's Glass Onion, because in that Janelle Monáe's character gets murdered and she is a twin. Again with the gang symbols, I don't know. But the Aja's character is dead, so she has to she's part of the murder suspect case because it's her twin, and then you have Bosco playing this cabaret singer who sucks. Irene is this sugar lady, she is this wealthy widow. Deja Sky's playing this cougar. Phoenix is playing just a woman, I guess. And Olivia Lux is playing this Madame Buffont character. She's like Madame Cleo. They always include one of these in the improv challenges. Canada versus the World season 2 had that, and they never really work out. Let's start with Aja. Aja's characterization was good for the first half. I didn't understand why they were in New Orleans, but sure, I guess. RuPaul was hilarious. I liked it. And usually he's not. But I'm just glad that it was, RuPaul doing it. I think that Coleman Domingo could have been the inspector in this, but okay. And Aja did fine. Let's talk about the runway, coming and going. So coming and going, she did the it's like a business in the front, party in the back thing. We've seen this runway style before, and this look is the sun and this tarot card thing on the back. And I have to say, not my favorite, but she looks great. It's something that she's interested in. It's something that she's really referencing with her looks outside of drag, as well as just her characterization in general. So she looks like $1,000,000. This is a cream. And I'm going to give her performance a cream. She did a really, really great job in terms of characterization. Though I think that she did get a little bit lost. Next up, let's go to Olivia Lux. Let's go ahead and talk about her. She had this beautiful black gown on, and when she turned, it had gardenias, which made me immediately think of Andy Get Your Gun, because there's a song called The Girl That I Marry, where she talks about, Frank Butler talks about gardenias. And she looked like $1,000,000, though we also gotta address the elephant in the room. So before the challenge even started, Bosco made a silly little comment to her, and Olivia did not take it well and proceeded to get upset. And I think that she said that she was standing up for herself, which, good for her. But with Bosco, I don't necessarily think that Bosco was the one. Because Bosco never really, she had a little bit of fighting with Lady Camden. But, Bosco really wasn't, that sort of bitch. So I think Olivia overreacted a tad, but okay. It's fine. But it rubbed viewers the wrong way, because it was this nice girl from season 13. And again, she's not a nice girl from season 13 anymore. She's a bad bitch from All Stars 10. And that's what we have to realize. Also, this was filmed a year ago. It is not that serious. It's not that serious. She is fine. She's fine. However, in her challenge, it's a crunch. It really wasn't anything special, and I kind of wish that they would stop recycling the same characters over and over with this, right? Because the fortune teller lady, it never lands. Because if it's improv, you can't know what they're thinking, unless that character is thinking it. So it's a crunch. I'm sorry, Olivia Lux. You did great on the runway, though. Up next, let's talk about Deja Sky. This was a crunch for me. She was kind of just really unmemorable. She and Phoenix both were really unmemorable in their parts. She committed to the bit, and I was confused as to why she was in the top. But then I realized, who else would they put in the top 3? Maybe Aja, but okay. And her runway, I personally just didn't like it. And I love Deja. I love Deja, and I hate dogging on her all the time. But it's like, Deja, sweetie, no. Like, this is not it. This is not the tea. And Deja was so in her head, it just was not. It was not her episode. It was not her week. It was not her gig. This is a crunch. It was like a flower thing, by the way. And even the makeup. Her makeup is usually great. I didn't vibe with it today. I don't know. Next up, let's talk about Phoenix. I would have put her in the top 3 only because of this look. The look on the runway. So her sister passed away from COVID. And Phoenix was channeling her grief through the runway. And I have to say, this look is so good. Even in its flaws, it is... Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Even in its flaws, it is still a really, really great look. And she looks like $1,000,000. It's a cream. However, in the challenge, she was just there. Like, she really wasn't doing a whole lot. I kind of wish that she had gone more into her accent. Do more of an Atlanta Southern Georgia accent. Like, I'm from South Carolina. I can do country, but she can also do country really well. So I really want to see her step out of her comfort zone and be the bad bitch that I know she can be, not only for her but for her sister. This was a mild cream. I'm gonna say it's a mild cream. It's like burn cream, which, by the way, got burned at work the other day. That's fun. Anyway, let's talk Bosco. Bosco had my second favorite performance, but best runway of the night. Bosco's runway being an homage to Lydia Dietz, Elvira, and just making RuPaul laugh. It was comical. Just her with that giant coffin, that cinched coffin, wandering around and leaving it for RuPaul and going, okay, time's coming. Loved that for her. This performance, it was really good. It reminded me of those old cartoons where people, would be lying and going, oh, my back, and then they'd stand up and walk away. It was a masterclass in how to do, like, debauchery, but nobody was as good, it's a cream, by the way, as Irene Dubois. Tonight on the runway, politician Sarah Palin ripping off the thing and having an alien controlling her. Immaculate. Every single detail was immaculate. And then, her in that challenge. Chef's kiss. Like, she really turned it out. After her, like, James Mansfield voice, like her, hi, and then she broke character and was herself. I was sitting here getting my life because this was perfect. It was giving the Vivian in the Fairy Tale Justice thing highest compliment, mind you, because she just kept on giving it. It was amazing. She gets a cream, obviously, and she also gets the cream of the week for week 2. Not only for her runway, but for her... she doesn't get it for the runway. I'm going to give it to Phoenix for the runway, because the storytelling there is great. But for the challenge, it's Irene. Last week, for the runway, I'm going to give it to Bosco for the runway, and for the challenge, I'm going to give it to Aja. As for the lip sync, it is Murder on the Dance Floor, or... I knew that this was coming, because Saltburn was a gay icon movie, because they showed gay and also maybe butt in it, so, like, the gays were, ooh, let us see. Because usually it's women that film usually not exploits necessarily, but like exploits. Like usually women are there to show off body and all of that, and whenever there's like sex and stuff like that, and men are just there. We rarely get to see men doing any of that because movies are overtly heterosexual about 85% of the time. But this was great. I loved um, this lip sync. Though Irene doing that, like doing all that jaw work, was not necessarily the tea, sis. It was giving. You over knew the words. Stop. Okay. As for Bosco, Bosco's in the top two, mind you, with Irene. I didn't announce that. Bosco and Irene are the top two. There, I said it. Bosco has this flowy cape thing, and she's doing the spins and all of that. Loved it. It was so good. She gets a cream, and Irene for the lip sync. I'm sorry, it was not the best, but at least you tried. So that is something. So as it stands right now, Phoenix, Deja, and Olivia all have 1 point because they do this weird thing where they send it to the next of the episode. I wish that there was like a voting thing in Untucked, or maybe they give it in Untucked, like that sort of thing, so that way it isn't like at the start of the next episode we have to do the badge point thing. And as for Aja, she has 3, Irene has 4, and Bosco has 4. So, what did you guys think of this premiere? I think that everybody did really well. Who are you rooting for? I think that my top 3 are Aja, Bosco, and Irene. I don't see Phoenix and Deja being able to come back. And as for Olivia, I think that if she does knock somebody out, it's probably either going to be Aja or Bosco. And I don't think that the fandom is going to necessarily be the best place for her if that happens. Unfortunately, even though I love Olivia Lux, the fandom holds grudges. For whatever reason, our fandom is one of the worst. I don't think it is the worst, but it's one of the worst. We need to uplift these queens. Send Olivia Lux love. Send Phoenix love. Send everybody in All Stars 10 love. Because guess what? These fights happen, they make up, it's fine. Not Aja, but Aja and Irene had a little bit of a fight. But Olivia and Bosco are already made up. So don't send any hate messages to them. Send love, send positivity. Everybody say love. Next week it seems to be a makeover challenge. Boo, I don't like those, but we'll discuss it. And then after that we will see who actually moves forward. I'm excited to get to see that. I will catch y'all on the flippity flop. I've been Jacob Ferguson. Please subscribe and ring the bell and all that. I'm bad at all that. But alright guys, bye.